We rejoin the four of you, standing in the sterile corporate hallway of Riddler's base. Somewhat less sterile now, I think, due to the two sections of ceiling that have fallen out of the light diffuser grid that covers these corridors. And what I have to imagine is a very Pollock-like combination of blood and spray paint splattered across some of the polished concrete of these corporate
it's called color
floors.
theory, David?
Yeah, look it up.
Have you ever heard of Gestalt?
I have, and this Gestalt is chef's kiss.
Thank you.
This Gestalt looks like Gazpacho.
This Gestalt looks like somebody got gestomped. And that person was, of course, Carrot, Riddler's head of security, who, as we join the four of you in this hallway, Adam, ... is just closing the utility closet door on having replaced him in there as, I guess, kind of your hostage, though you are going to leave him there.
Is it a hostage if you're just kind of abandoning them?
Yeah, it's sort of a... Right, what do you call a kidnapping where you kidnap the person
It's
and
unlawful
then you
holding of a
leave?
person. It's imprisonment. It's unlawful imprisonment.
Great.
It's
So you're doing
basically
that.
Okay.
So you're doing that.
You failed to solve our kidnapping puzzle, so, you know.
Hey.
What is your next move, Crow?
Oh yeah, we gotta go get the money.
Gotta go get the money! Like, that's
the
why we're
money.
here. We're not just here to paint the hallways.
Yeah. Oh,
You
Oh,
could
you
have
guys.
fooled me.
guys, I have the password to the door. We can do this. It's gonna be so easy. It's gonna be in and
All
out.
right.
So easy, yeah. It's been a real walk in the park.
Thank you. I try my best.
They sure as shit know we're here now, so let's do this quick, yeah?
Let's take the money and run.
Yeah, y'all got a ticking clock. And the name of that clock on my sheet here is Detected, and it has 2 out of 6 segments filled. So, you book it down the hallway, ... Once again, you are in the lead here, as you know the way to the secure storage. It's interesting that you didn't mention this part earlier, or maybe you did in a flashback, but you lead the crew through a number of these sterile corridors until you get to the entrance to, well, not quite secure storage, but it's on the other side of this for sure, as the four of you roll up in front of a huge metal vault door. It's this big, old-fashioned looking brass and steel contraption, and above it is this elaborate green and purple neon sign arcing over the top, and it reads, "The Labyrinth."
Ad.
Okay.
I
What?
love corn mazes.
What font is it in?
I am imagining it as sort of one of those Art Nouveau fonts where it's like very sort of serif, like a serif font with a lot of curly cues to it, rendered in neon. Yeah. And so as you approach and the drone of this neon sign grows louder, ... you are aware that this is the one and only path in Riddler's base to the secure storage room. Now, of course, when you and the Riddler went through this, you just walked straight through at the Riddler's side, carrying the lockbox with all the basilisk material, and everything in there was deactivated, and Riddler knows the path, and you made a pretty straight shot of it down to the secure storage before you dropped this off and then came back. Here, however, you are faced with this big, heavy, locked vault door, and you know that beyond it, the traps and puzzles and security measures are all active.
Okay. So how much stress would that be to just, like, get rid of it?
just get very, very anxious out in front. It can, all of the Riddler's puzzles can sense anxiety, and they just will immediately disappear. That's how it
Yeah,
works.
so unfortunately for you,
Yeah.
What, when you went through the labyrinth with the Riddler, everything was off, and you are aware that there is a pretty constant rotation of puzzles that go through this labyrinth. The Riddler's always trying new ones. This is almost his testing ground. And if they're off, you don't know what they are necessarily, though you may have had a hand in some props or other pieces of art and design that were necessary for their creation. So you may encounter some things that are familiar to you. But the last time you went through, everything was off. You kind of have no idea what's in there.
I have a question
Yeah.
about the Riddler, actually. What is the origin of this Riddler?
The underwear are also green with purple banding.
Thank you
I
very
didn't want
much.
to know.
I'm sorry,
that.
did you have a different question?
Is
I
it
did have a
purple
different
banding
question.
on the waist or the waist and
Oh.
the thigh side?
Yeah.
Also, is it briefs
the
or is it
waistband and it's briefs, and it's the waistband
I hate
and
this.
the sort of seams. You know how sometimes the seams are a contrast color? Yeah.
How
Is there a
loose
question
are,
mark?
are the...
Horrid.
There's a question mark right on
These
the
are crimes.
flap.
No,
Okay.
The whole flap.
Andre,
I'm-
what was your real question?
That was the question that we couldn't answer. That's for the fanfic writers. My question was for the origin of the Riddler. Is this Riddler like silly, goofy guy who was just like, I'm going to be an asshole and do riddle shit? Or is this like the Batman animated series where he like made Riddle of the Minotaur video game and then got fired and he's like was originally like after...
we get to decide that. That can be something that we decide. So what, as a group, do we think is more interesting?
What's our Riddler origin?
He's a disruptor. We know what he is.
He
He's
is a disruptor. Yes.
he's a
He's
horrible
ju-
little dude.
He's
Yeah,
a horrible little man.
I do like that. I like the idea that, because I like the software development angle, right? I like the idea that in our update, he would have been somebody working at like a series of startups as a maybe a software engineer, maybe some sort of... I mean, I like the idea that it would be something where he would have to design puzzles. Maybe it's like he worked at one of those like ed tech startups, right? Where you like, and his job was like designing puzzles for children, and he was always designing things that were too elaborate and like not actually educational, and he abandons the job in a huff because these people don't see his true genius, and he'll show them. And then just has this sort of, I imagine a in like the animated series or a movie or whatever, it would be pretty quick. But I have to imagine in like our imagined backstory timeline, a somewhat long descent from I will do better puzzles to I am the only one who can do puzzles to everyone else is so stupid at doing puzzles that they deserve to literally die.
Yeah.
Right?
Over the course of
as
20,
his sort
years.
of what I have to feel is an innate sociopathy just kind of starts to really bubble to the surface.
I feel like he, I don't know what the Minotaur game is, but I'm thinking it's something like Polybius. Have you guys heard of that? Or
Oh, shit.
Polybius? You know, it's like an old myth, like of an arcade game that like sent a bunch of kids to the hospital and was also like subtle mind control, or like subliminal. What's it called? Subliminal
Messaging. Yeah, it was
Thank
supposed
you, I
to.
can't
It was supposed to be like a CIA psyop that had subliminal messaging embedded in it, and that's the Riddler's backstory. So why do we need that? What was the purpose of the question?
I just wanted to know because
Okay, just for funzos.
just for
Okay,
just
cool.
for me, I guess.
I do think in terms of like character knowledge, I want to say little to none of that is public knowledge, and that probably includes amongst Riddler's employees, right? Because it's he like Riddler wants you to think that he has emerged from the forehead of Zeus, fully formed an immaculate genius who has no beginning and no end. So he doesn't want you to know that, like, he worked for somebody else as a small time puzzle developer making like children's puzzles. That's not something he wants you to know. But
also the idea of somebody who does that full time and is also bad at it is deeply funny.
Well, listen, in the real world, I think there may be a not insignificant number of them.
Hey, what's up? I'm Hopper, and I run D&D for children every single week. And you know how hard it is to not stump a child? It's really hard.
Yeah.
That it's a narrow margin, but
exactly.
Also,
well, see that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the Riddler, like those who are bad at this job, would assume that children are dumb, And like, if you make things for kids and you assume that kids are dumb, you are not going to make good things for kids. Full stop.
That's fucking true.
Absolutely.
So, speaking of our boy the Riddler, as you approach this big old brass and steel vault-looking door, you hear from behind the neon sign a little speaker playing a tinny recording. And it's a voice that, of course, ... And Ed, you recognize immediately. I guess you've all now physically met the Riddler in person. Yeah. Okay. So you all recognize the Riddler's voice as he says, "Welcome to the Labyrinth, Batman."
Stupid ass fucking.
Oops.
It's a recording. He doesn't know who's there.
I know. He wants it to be Batman. It's very, very desperately.
And you see in the very center of this door, there is this big brass dial. It's sort of like an oversized combination lock. But instead of numbers around the edge of it, it has animal silhouettes.
How many?
That's it?
Animal
are the animals?
silhouettes?
Yeah, tell us all the animals.
So you see the following animals around the dial. At the apex is a silhouette of a person. There is a dog. There is a bird. There is a monkey. There is a goat. There is a snake. There is a rabbit. There is a bull. There is a tiger. There is a mouse.
Isn't that the Zodiac?
No, there's no,
No, there's a
horse.
human in. No human on the Zodiac either.
It's also not 12, I don't
Well, I
think.
guess humans use the right.
How many is that total?
Oh, didn't Riddler make stuff for kids? Maybe it's
10.
one of those, like cow
Moo.
goes moo, bird goes.
Yeah, it's that. It's definitely that.
Yeah, I believe
Dog
I
goes
counted
bark.
off 9 total.
I have
I know.
10,
Okay.
so I have
9 and 10.
I have
Yeah, okay. Even
human,
10.
dog, bird, monkey, goat, snake, rabbit, bull, tiger, mouse.
We got different numbers of legs. We've got different sizes. Is it a joke? If it's the labyrinth, is it a joke about the minotaur or the bull? So the bull
like
and a
a
human
bull man?
minotaur. Yeah, that's my immediate guess.
Yeah, that is my also immediate
Good.
guess.
Okay, so what would
I
you like
hate
to do
this
with that
little
guess?
man.
To turn the dial to bull, then all the way to human, and see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
And exactly as you expected, you hear the locking mechanism click, and the heavy vault door swings open smoothly on oiled hinges in front of you. Beyond, you see a much dimmer hallway than the corporate headquarters hallway that you're standing in. This has concrete walls, a tiled concrete floor. It's narrower than the hallway that you're in, and the ceilings are higher, and it is lit at intervals by spotlights in the ceiling, which just sort of recede back. What do you do?
How far are the intervals?
Between the spotlights?
Uh-huh.
They are. Now, how far would they be? There's very little in the way of like dark gaps between them. So there are these pools of light, right? That are, let's say it's like 3 by 3 feet, and then there's just like a couple of inches, and then another pool of light.
Could I take the rubber duck that Olly got with the piece of, pepperoni stuck on the bottom that Olly got from the vending machine and throw that down the hallway?
Yes. I will make you check off an inventory slot for this.
Fuck. Okay, I'm still doing it.
You
But I will be picking the duck back up.
Yeah. So if you want to have carried the duck, inventory slot. So yeah, you Ed, you peek in, you heft the rubber ducky in your hand, and you give it a toss down the hallway, and you hear squeak, squeak, squeak as it bounces and comes to rest on the concrete floor, some distance from you, a couple of spotlights away.
Anything happened to it?
I mean, it got thrown, so I'm sure emotionally it's maybe a little worse for wear.
Well,
Yes, we can move through it.
Is there a way to avoid this? How spotlighty are the spotlights?
It is impossible to avoid walking through the spotlights.
Okay. And What's the floor situation again?
It is tiled concrete, so...
We are going to overanalyze every aspect of this thing.
It served you well so far.
Olly will just, I think, kind of after staring at the duck for
so
20 seconds.
The floor is sort of like concrete blocks with like grouting in between them.
Okay.
That kind of situation. Yeah.
Yeah, Ollie's just gonna very carefully but briskly start walking down the hallway.
Okay.
Yeah, Jacky will follow you.
All right. So, and everybody
we'll wait
is...
for a couple of meters. and then follow.
Take the lead.
Oh, yeah, for sure you can.
Okay. Ollie's not going to race you. You can definitely run and catch up.
Yeah, because you have physically been in here before. ... So, yeah. So we have leading the way. Olly striding behind, followed by Jacky, and then Ed, I think, somewhat cautiously bringing up the rear. So
don't worry, nothing's coming up behind us. Not gonna surprise old Ed.
Yeah, as Ed, you look over your shoulder and you see the soft, diffuse corporate lighting through the vault door recede into the background, or recede into the distance behind you. So you are at the corner of a hallway. This vault door is set in the corner of this hallway. It goes straight ahead from the vault door, and it goes off to the left. And then, beyond these sort of spotlights, you can't see what it does in either direction. ... You know the way. Which way do you go?
Right.
You cannot go right.
Okay.
Right is not an option. You can go straight ahead or you can go left.
Okay,
You're in the corner.
Oh, right. Okay. I like how I chose the only wrong answer.
You did choose the literal only way that it is not possible to go. You could go straight ahead, you could go back out and give up on this heist entirely, or you could go to the left. To the right is a literal concrete wall.
Can I say that's canon and that ... actually runs into the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Oh, well, that bodes well, I think.
There must be a gas leak in here or something.
Oh. Nope, I'm just... It's all good, guys. Don't worry.
You sure you know which direction we're supposed to go?
Yeah, guys, it's definitely this way as we go left.
Okay.
Okay. Right. ...
I have to imagine you're still a little rattled from turning on your, theoretical, ostensible friend, right? You did help beat the living shit out of one of your coworkers who, up until literally 5 minutes before, you were, I would say, quite friendly with. So you might be a little out of sorts.
My kind of dad.
Yeah. Okay, so what was your pick?
Not forward.
Not forward. Okay, so you're going off to the left. All right. So, you go down the hall. The group of you walk for a couple of minutes. It is, just straight ahead. Then you turn a corner to the right. You keep going for several more minutes. Straight ahead. You approach another turn to the right, go straight ahead, and then you round another corner, make another right turn, and you head straight ahead. You hit another right turn.
Kind of feels like we're going in circles.
Yeah.
Or squares, I guess.
And I must emphasize here, At no point after this series of turns have you seen the vault door where you came in.
And we haven't changed, we haven't moved around at all? Or we haven't moved levels?
You can't tell.
I didn't think to write down what you said in terms of directions.
Can we?
Hang on, I got an idea.
Do we think that there's walls popping up?
I'm gonna swipe the blood that's on my face, and I'm gonna start marking corners of the wall as we are passing them to see if we are going in circles, or at the very least, we will be able to see which parts of this labyrinth that we've passed before.
Cool.
That's pretty smart. It's like that movie Labyrinth. But Jacky, you know, like the kid's got like 12 fucking cans of spray paint kicking around. We could just do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got it too, so I don't know. I was just thinking with what I have.
Maybe keep your life juice on the inside.
It's already coming out, so what are you going to do?
That bodes poorly, I think.
Yeah, so Jacky, you smear
it's like a little line.
At least once before you have this conversation, you smear your blood across the concrete. Let's say you're near one of the corners, right? You've just rounded a corner. You smear it against the wall. You feel the rough concrete scrape across your thumb. And then you continue on. And you make several more turns to the right, to the right, to the right.
Assuming ... is now like making little marks.
Yeah.
Spraying the wall and spraying the floor as well to see if if we're actually like moving forward or if it is.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. And it feels like, well, I'll just tell you the resolution of your action here. You make more right turns than it would take to get back to where you were, and there are no marks.
And we're not hearing anything shifting.
No,
either it's the world's quietest mechanism.
Yeah, you hear the hum of the lights overhead and possibly some distant ventilation equipment somewhere else in the building. That's it.
I have an idea. Okay, I have two ideas. The first is just how high are these walls? Could we climb them? The second idea is, I actually went to Safeway before this, doing some grocery shopping, and I'll mark this on my gear sheet, of course, David. But I feel like Ed pulls out a bottle of Axe body spray, and
okay.
He's gonna say, okay, when I say go, I'm gonna spray it behind us and then we move forward. And trust me, this stuff has staying power. So if, we're moving around, there's no way, we're gonna walk straight back into this cloud.
We've all had fun here tonight, kids. But it's important for you to know that Flights of Fandom and Streets of Gotham does not condone the use of Axe body spray.
Well, I think this is, in fact, a very strong condemnation.
Yeah. This is the only valid use of Axe body spray, which is weaponizing it. Yes. So, yeah, Ed, you do that. And I will tell you, in terms of the wall height, we're looking at probably like 12 feet, and the walls just go right up to the ceiling. You can see that the spotlights are set in the ceiling above you. Wall is flush with the ceiling, so you can climb up to the top of the wall, but you will be at the ceiling. All right, do you want to now proceed?
Don't think we have much of a choice.
Okay. So you continue ahead in the direction that you were going. You turn to the right. You turn to the right. You turn to the right. And I have to remind you, in between each of these turns, there is a substantial walk where you're just walking along the straightaway. These are not quick or tight turns.
As we're walking, I just want to, like, brush my hand against the concrete as we move to see if I'm missing, like, any secret panels or any indents that I could push through.
Yeah, sure.
Just checking.
Mm-hmm. Are we getting into roll territory?
If we have to like walk,
I'm gonna say not
wasn't...
yet.
Okay.
So yeah, Jacky, you're sort of running your hand along the wall as you go, and it is solid concrete.
I think I would ask if somebody would do the same on the other side too, because I'm assuming we're surrounded by two walls as we walk.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do the same on the other wall. So what if, okay, so the original turn we made to get into the maze was left, right? So what if, and we've only been taking right turns. So what if we have to walk backwards, so we take a left turn? Does that make any sense?
Wouldn't that just be going backwards? No.
Maybe.
I mean, at this point.
What the fuck ever, right?
Yeah, seriously.
People fucking with us, and it's just like literally like a straight line. But like, I don't know. Like, what if we're on like the middle, like, because we have to walk this straightaway. Like, what if the straightaway's like a, you know, like one of those, it's on like a big, like rotating wheel. So as we're walking, we like don't feel it, but we're turning, right?
It could be.
Is that crazy? I don't know.
No, it's not crazy. Well, it's not any crazier than this. Is there a way to feel for that? Usually when you walk on some of those, like those wheels, sometimes you can feel that momentum.
You would notice it more if you ran backwards.
Right. So at this point we could walk backwards for a pace, see if we feel something.
Okay. So y'all want to try heading backwards a little bit?
Might as well, right?
Okay.
And if it doesn't work, we'll run back into the Axe body spray.
Hey, we haven't even come across any of the marks that we're making.
Yeah. So you do that. You turn around and you head backwards for a little bit. And are you running to try to? Are you trying to run in the opposite direction to get that like motion perception?
Yeah.
Okay,
Jacky
cool.
would be anyway.
Okay. So as far as you can tell, you are just jogging down a straight hallway, and then there's a left turn, and then you jog down another straight hallway, and there's a left turn, and then you run into a tremendous, unpleasant cloud of Axe body spray lingering in the air like a malignant aura.
This miasma of Axe body spray.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Ed, you couldn't have gone easier on that.
And you do notice as you look down at the floor and the walls, the marks that you've made previously.
Maybe he's just trying to fuck with us. We just gotta go straight.
Well, I mean, everything here is trying to fuck with us. So
true.
We could. I mean, if we were walking straight, ostensibly, I mean, that was the purpose, really, of Jacky and Ed feeling for spaces in the wall, because it sounds like we can't go straight. We have to turn.
Yeah, there's no other
if there was,
I mean, when I say go straight, I just mean like go.
Just keep going.
In the only direction. Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant.
We could keep going, or eventually we're going to die of old age if we keep just running around in circles here. I'm looking around now to see if there's like anything on the ceiling we missed, any markings on the floor outside of what we did that we missed, anything that might be in silhouette or subtle indicators of something that we need to solve for to get out of this particular part of the labyrinth, or if we really just should be walking all the way backwards until that straightaway appears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, I don't necessarily want to call for a roll here because it's just like there's not really a chance of failure. You see what you have seen the entire time. Tiled concrete floor, concrete walls, concrete ceiling, spotlights at intervals. Yeah.
And the walls are flush with the ceiling, right?
Yep, at the top.
Okay, I have one more idea. One more. Okay. And one more thing to mark on my gear sheet. Historically, Ed has had a drone.
It's true.
Yeah, you can. You absolutely can have brought a drone.
While we're standing here, like, I don't know, resting, trying to figure this thing out, can I just keep just piloting the drone forward?
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to just you want to send the drone ahead?
Yeah, because I assume it's going to go faster than we can, and also, yeah. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, mark your drone. Ed, you bring up your phone and you bring up the little piloting interface with the drone's camera, and you send it buzzing off on ahead of you, propellers whirling. Yeah, again, I don't Ed can pilot a drone around some corners. I don't think there's any question about that. I'm
happy to hand the controls to Olly.
Olly's looking increasingly pissed right now. I think Olly.
Yeah, Jacky is too.
Okay, so which direction are you sending the drone? Was it the direction you were initially traveling, or is it back in the opposite direction? So if you're in the middle of the hallway, you were initially going such that you would make right turns, and then you turned around, and when you ran back, you were making left turns. Which way do you want to send it?
I will send it. Initially, I'd like to send it forward, for several turns, until it passes the point where we stopped and turned back, and have it go on for a couple more turns.
Okay, in that direction.
There's anything to see. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let's have a roll. I think this merits a roll. Okay, so I'm just gonna have a fortune roll here. I don't think we're getting into the nitty-gritty of an action roll. So let's have a fortune roll with Ed's operate rating, as you are operating a piece of scientific, technical, or medical equipment. In this case, operating a drone. I would also accept maneuver if you wanted to make me an argument for that, because you're piloting something.
I would rather have operate.
Great. Operate it is.
That is a 5 and 2 3s.
Okay. Yeah, so mixed or weak success. So I think you're piloting the drone for a while. Are you staying in place while you do this, or are you following behind it at a distance?
That depends on what the rest of the team wants to do, I think.
Knowing the Riddler, you should do it at a distance.
Like, do we want to stay put, or do we want to just keep walking?
Should stay
forward?
put. If we the whole point of the drone, I think, is that it's going ahead to not cause us bodily harm. If the drone gets hurt, we don't. So let's not risk ourselves.
Okay. Cool. So, Ed, you pilot the drone back in... I was going to say back in the direction you came, but it's back in the direction you came. You pilot it in the direction that you were initially going. And it goes along. You can see ... marks along the floor for some distance. They stop where you turned around. You know, you're turning around. You're turning right. You're turning around a corner, fly down, turn, fly down, turn. And I think with a mixed success, you fly the drone for quite a ways. Turning, going straight, and I think, you know, you're seeing the little battery indicator slowly drain in the corner of the screen. And
good thing I brought my rechargeable portable bat.
Yeah, you can mark that off too. But what is going to happen is the drone turns a corner to the right, and you see a break in this hallway. There is now a T-junction that actually it's off to the, if you're looking down the hallway, there's now a T-junction off to the right, and the hallway then continues further, and you sort of peek the drone around the T-junction, and you can see, you know, it's kind of wobbling in the air as it started to lose battery, and in this wobbly view, you get a view into a different section of hallway. What is clearly a new segment of hallway that is not the section that you're currently in. And then the little battery indicator starts blinking red on the screen. The video cuts out as you can see the camera plummeting towards the floor.
Oh. Cool. Could I have taken note of how many turns the drone made before it reached the T-junction?
Yeah, sure. Do the players want that number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Let me do some mental math.
This when you finished configuring your lies, David.
Just trying to visualize this thing.
Like a...
No.
22.
I've
22.
Yes, it turns right 22 times.
Jesus.
Well, hope y'all are wearing your Fitbits, because we got some walking to do.
And that's not even counting the amount of times that we've already turned.
Yes.
Real Riddle is patience.
Perhaps. So, what's your plan?
Guess we're walking.
Yeah, that looks like a way out, so we're gonna go that way.
Someone cue the Tom Hardy music.
Yep.
They walk.
Can I check Ed's Fitbit?
Walk through the labyrinth.
Can you check Ed's
Keep on
Fitbit?
walking.
I mean, that's up to Ed.
Yeah, you can sneak a peek at it.
Love that you have one.
All right. How many
You can see
steps
that,
take?
like, the step goals are like abysmally low, just like so sad. He's just like so far above just what he normally does.
Oh.
It's like,
Ugh.
wow, you've done 40 times your usual steps today. That's great.
How are your legs?
I can't feel them. But that's good, right? Anyway.
Oh boy.
Please don't make me calculate the actual distance. I can do it.
You should have already had that. This is your labyrinth.
Please don't make me.
What aren't
It's
How dare you not
irrelevant.
assume? How dare
It's
you not
irrelevant.
assume that we would go the Fitbit route to solve the labyrinth?
Aren't you a funny little riddle man, David?
I
You
am not a funny little
boy?
riddle man. And
Are you not?
I know how stupid this is going to sound, especially in retrospect, when we get to the next couple of parts.
Oh no.
But I am not a funny little riddle boy.
Uh-huh.
The Riddler is a funny little riddle boy. And I need to draw that distinction, and I need to make sure that everybody understands it. It's very important for all of our collective mental health and, quite frankly, our ongoing friendship.
I think it's good for anyone to emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually distance themselves from the Riddler as much as they possibly can. So I approve.
Drinking my Hopper's angry juice for the record.
Did any of y'all read the interview with Paul Dano where he was like, yeah, as I was getting into character for the Riddler, I was like trying to really figure out his psychology, and I got to too dark a place, and it really started to scare and upset me, and I had a bad time and thought I might have to quit the project? Did anybody
I'm sorry.
read that interview?
He's a riddle boy. They can't make the Riddler scary. I don't know if this is a hot take, because this is going to be ostensibly on the internet, but the worst part about the new movie is that they tried to make the Riddler scary, and I laughed so hard through most of that film because of it.
What I'm trying to get at here is just the idea that being the Riddler and inhabiting that person is psychologically damaging.
But not in the way that Paul Dano is claiming it is.
No, certainly not for me, but it
Just
is
because
psychologically
he's bad.
damaging.
Yes, he's a riddle boy, and he's a horrible riddle boy.
Everyone make me a roll with your prowess rating.
Sanity check, most certainly.
I do have to know, was that a cry for help? Are you okay?
Well, again, see what happens in the next, in the next couple of minutes, hours, and then come back to me, and I think you'll have the answer. Okay, so how are we all doing on prowess fortune roll? All right.
2 5s and a 2.
Okay.
I also got 2 pies and a 2. We too should high five.
Okay, so Andre 5 or ... 5, Jacky 5, Olly 2, and
I rolled 3 dice. 2 of them are 1s. 1 of them is a 2. Life is pain.
I might not
Muted.
mute it. Okay,
There
5.
you are.
I got a 5. Sorry, excuse me.
5? Okay, cool. All right. Mixed success. Mixed success and 1 failure. So, y'all walk for a while. And you're just walking straight ahead, you turn. Straight ahead, you turn. There's no windows here. There's no point of reference for what time of day it is, what it's like outside, where you physically are. You sort of lose track of time, of yourselves, of your sense of space. You can look
but
down
it's got a
at
Fitbit. We know what time it is.
Yeah. You can look down at your Fitbit or your phone or whatever, and you can see what time it is, and you can see how much time has elapsed. But it's one of those scenarios where it doesn't make sense. Like, you check your phone, you walk for some period of time, you check it again, and way less time has passed than you thought. And then you walk for a bit, and you check it again, and way more time has passed. You can tell that this isn't anything like... it's just being on a walk. You don't get the sense that time itself, beyond your actual internal human perception of it, is getting fucked. But like, it's that sort of walk where you lose track of time.
David, I have a very important question.
Yes.
Are we filling in a clock because we're taking so much time?
Not yet. Olly. Ed ... Jacky. Each of you is going to take 1 box of minor harm from this. This is taxing.
Okay.
It is whether it is more physically taxing or more mentally taxing is up to you to say. But
my plantar fasciitis.
I am so mad right now. I think it's
Olly.
rage damage.
Yeah, you're right. You're pissed, and that's also mentally hurtful. Olly, you are going to take 1 box of moderate harm. Why, Olly, is this experience slightly worse for you than everyone else?
It is very appropriate. I will say that. Olly is a runner. They are the most extreme end of an avoidant personality, and being stuck in a little rat maze by a little rat man. And I say an eye hopper. It hurts me to say that in a condescending and shitty way because rats are amazing. But by a little fucking rat man, leprechaun looking motherfucker and trapped in a maze with no way out is the most upsetting thing. Very close to the most upsetting thing possible. Because it is depriving them of the one way that they can they handle situations at when shit gets rough. And I think there's definitely just a point where you're walking and Olly just kind of goes, just grunts something that might be a swear and punches a wall and then keeps walking. And the walls are concrete. This did not feel good. I will say, technically, I take 1 less. I have I do have tenacious, which is incoming harm is reduced by 1 severity.
Yeah, so you're taking, like everybody else.
Is that
1
optional?
Any of your abilities are optional. Yeah.
Because I actually have 1 severity, 1 harm already marked. So if I mark severity 2, then I won't get a -1 dice.
I mean, I don't see any reason that wouldn't be valid to do.
Also, this feels like a severity 2.
And you narratively explained why. So, yeah. I don't see any reason that you can't do that.
I'm gonna mark that. I'm just gonna keep it at that because I hopper. I'm stressed because I put too much of my goddamn character in this myself in this goddamn character, and I'm trapped in a maze by a little rat man, and I don't like it.
Okay. Well,
I think
if we need to take a real life pause.
Oh no! I'm drinking 4 Loco to cope with my problems.
Great.
This is my form of self harm.
This
Thank you.
building can't be that big. It's in the middle of downtown.
And we're underground.
And there can only be so many right turns. I also think at a certain point, Ed notices the problems Olly is having and gives them the rubber duck to squeeze as like a stress ball.
Oh, this absolutely turns... Oh, shit, I don't think I have anything that's
that.
actually squeaky. But this turns into a just rapid fire... I imagine this gets on everybody else's nerves very quickly, as Olly is just like...
Yeah, honestly, this might be, like, the sort of waterfall of harm might be Olly takes the moderate harm from the Labyrinth, and then all the rest of you take the minor harm from the squeaking.
Yeah, that sets my rage off for sure.
So you're going down. Squeak, 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 squeak.
Will you stop squeaking that thing?
And
no.
And I think maybe just as Jacky is about to turn around and throttle her friend and ally, you arrive at the T-junction, and you see lying on the floor Ed's drone, and this junction in the middle of the hallway. So, as you turn and face this next hall, you are now looking down. I am sorry to report another hallway made of concrete. However, this one, you can the lighting setup is different. You can see that there's a floor and a ceiling made of these concrete tiles, and there are 2 strips of fluorescent lights along sort of the top corners of the walls, like where the walls meet the ceiling. Each of these tiles they're basically the same size as the ones you've been walking on, about 2 by 2 feet. And as you look down, you see that each of them is inscribed with a number. So there are 4. The tiles are 4 across the hallway, and then they continue down. And each tile has a different number on it. And there's a... Well, what do you do?
So the tiles, are they going down the straightaway or the turn?
The straightaway. So this is the straightaway that goes out from the T-junction. And you can see that there is another turn at the end of the hallway, or another junction.
Adam, ... is going to very tenaciously use his little tippy toe to push down on the number 1.
Okay. So as your foot sort of crosses into from the hallway that you're in into the hallway with the numbered tiles, you hear from another speaker somewhere in the ceiling, another tinny recording. How's your basic edition, Batman?
Really? Okay.
In the first row, there are 4 tiles. The numbers on them are 0, 1, 2, and 3. And you are stepping on the 1, right?
On the number 1.
On the number 1. Okay. Like how much are you stepping on it, would you say?
Just in the same way that like you dip your toe in the pool just to test the water. You're not walking into the pool. You know, you're just like,
okay.
Yeah.
Give me a fortune roll. ...
Is this maneuver?
Is with yeah, I think maneuver is valid because you are maneuvering through your environment.
Okay. If this doesn't work, I have a backup. I got 5.
5. Okay, mixed success. Mixed success. All right. So with a mixed success, I think you get information about what's going on here, and I think the information is bad. So you reach out, you step onto the 1 tile, lightly, but just enough that you feel it slightly sink under your foot. And above, there is a scraping of concrete as the tile in the ceiling that is directly over the floor tile drops out, and you see that this is not a tile, but in fact a big-ass concrete block which slams onto the tile below with enough force that cracks go up the sides of the concrete.
Which tile was that? Was that 0, 1, 2, or 3?
So the first row of tiles is 0, 1, 2, and 3, and ... stepped on the tile labeled number 1.
Step on 0 first.
Okay. Jacky, You come up and you are you like fully getting onto? Are you like fully getting onto the tile, or are you doing another test step?
I'm gonna do a test step. I feel like this is this might be a crash of player knowledge versus character knowledge here, but I'm piloting the ship, so I'm gonna have her do it.
Yeah. I like all of the Riddler's riddles, it's dumb. And you've already figured it out.
I think I know what it is.
So you place your foot on the 0 tile.
Okay.
And nothing happens. You shift your entire weight onto it. You are standing on the 0 tile.
Oh, I have a really stupid idea. Stand back. If I get hit with this, then nobody else has to die. I've stepped on the 0, I step off of it, I'm gonna step on 1.
Okay, the next row has tiles labeled again 0, 1, 2, 3. The one after that is 0, 1, 2, 3. The one after that is 0, 1, 2, 3. The one after that is 0, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, has anyone heard of this? I've heard it once before. There's a cool sequence. I don't do math, like, even a little bit, but, Harvey likes math, obviously. So I've heard a lot about, perfect equations and, symmetry and all of that. Anyway, I think that might be what this is.
The one spiral? That's in plants.
The thing.
Like a pineapple or like
it's got a cool name.
It's like the golden gear ratio or some shit.
Bibbly something.
Bibbly?
I don't know.
Capri's? No. Fibonacci.
Fibonacci, that's it. That's the one.
Oh, I thought you were making shit up. Okay, cool.
But for real though, there's like a pretty fucking solid Italian joint over like. I'm pretty sure it's called
Huh.
Fibonacci's.
It's like 5 blocks from here.
Wait, I thought that was that. I thought that was Fitbit Capri's.
I think us walking in circles has rattled our brains just a little bit, and it's possible I'm wrong and I'm gonna get us all killed. Let's find out.
I'm fucking hungry, man.
All right.
You understand
in the next row you step on. Yeah, so in the next row you step onto tile 1.
Woo! Yeah.
You're good. The next row you step on
1 again.
Tile 1 again. You're good. The next row. Tile 2, you're okay. The next
3.
row. Tile 3, you're okay. The row after this, the numbers are 4, 5, and 6.
5.
The row after this, the numbers are 8, 9, 10, and 11.
8.
You're good.
The
row after
are there
this,
only for the row after
I got this.
we're
I got
currently on? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Marcy's so excited to do basic.
Yeah, I'm not.
Solve the math problem.
You did it.
Are y'all following Jacky in real time and like stepping where she steps, or are you hanging back and waiting to see what happens?
I think after the first 4 numbers, it's like, Jacky, you're a fucking genius.
Oh, I'm so not though. I have never done math this hard before in my whole life.
All right, the next row of tiles is 12, 13, 14, 15.
13.
You're good. The next row after that is 20, 21, 22, 23.
21.
You're good. The next row after that is 31, 32, 33, 34.
34.
You step onto 34. You're good. The next row after that is 55, 56, 57, 58.
55.
Step onto 55. You're okay.
In real time, I am getting very
anxious. 88, 89, 90, 91. There's
89.
One there. Okay. 89.
Yeah. Yeah.
You step onto 89. You're good. You have one final row before the numbered tiles end, and then you are at the junction with the next hallway. The tiles are 141, 142, 143, and 144.
144.
144. You step onto the tile, and you are okay.
Woo!
All right. Jacky, you are all the way across the hallway. Again, has everybody followed immediately?
Yes. ... is like behind Jacky and is like, holy shit, what the fuck? This is how do you do
This will everyone appreciate this because this will never be happening again.
I'm appreciating it actively.
What's
All right.
interesting about this? 144 is 12 squared, and 144 is the 12th number in the sequence after 0. Isn't it just neat? Isn't that just a weird,
You know what, Ed? After we get out of here, I'm gonna have a newfound appreciation for it, that's for sure.
And with that, you are on the other side of the Fibonacci corridor, and you maybe take a quick glance back at the 3-foot-tall concrete block that slammed onto that first tile before you plunge further into the labyrinth. You take a couple of twists and turns. There are a few small flights of stairs up and down. The entire purpose of this seems to be just to turn you around so that you have no clue in which direction once you have followed. There's not much in the way of branching here, to be clear. You're just sort of getting turned back and forth in different directions. And after a mercifully short walk, you arrive at another long straightaway. This is another hallway lit by receding spotlights in the ceiling. It's a bit of a bit wider spacing between the spotlights than in the previous corridors. And at the far end, ... you can tell me if this is something that you recognize, because maybe you worked on it.
Okay.
There is a final spotlight, a little bit brighter than the others, which illuminates a sculpture of a Sphinx with a green and purple headdress, which is coming out of the wall at another T-junction at the end of this corridor.
I made that.
It looks good. What did you do to jazz it up? ...
So Mr. Nigma wanted those things to be him, but not him. So I started out with like just a literal translation of his face, and he was like, "No, this is hideous. Why'd you draw me like this?" And I didn't say anything to that. And so I edited it a little bit, and now we have this, which I guess he was okay with.
It looks like the Riddler in the way, you know, those like communist propaganda portraits of Stalin.
Oh boy!
Like look like Stalin.
This is a very brutalist caricature of
like a much more aggressive and heroic version of the Riddler. And between the paws of the Sphinx, there is a tall plaque, tall enough that you can read it at the other end of this corridor. And it says, "What goes on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening."
Oh, that old chestnut, huh?
Ah, that one.
The human.
As you approach...
Actually, a cat that got one of its legs chopped off, and then the other one.
Wait,
Wow.
Was that 4, 3, and 2?
What goes on 4
legs.
legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening.
Legs in the evening.
Yeah. And of course, as you approach the opening to this hallway, you hear from a teeny little speaker somewhere, "Can you solve the riddle of the Sphinx, Batman?"
Doesn't everybody know this one?
I think so. I think he just wants to live his dream, you know?
He's slipping.
Maybe this is his favorite riddle.
I'll give you one more detail.
Okay.
You note as you approach the hall that along the walls, along both walls, there's a grid of small alternating metal dots and holes, like about 2 inches wide, spaced about 5 inches apart. And this hallway, unlike some of the ones that you've come into before, is separated into 3 sections by these sort of concrete bump out ribs. They look like these sort of structural concrete ribs that bump out into the hallway, which neatly divides it into 3 segments between you and the Sphinx.
Okay, so we fill in 4 for this first section. Yeah? Is that they're like recesses, these little dots?
Is there any indicator?
About half of them are, it looks like if you just roughly looking at them, about half of them are recessed and about half of them are on the surface.
When you say dots, are they like... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, is there any indicator for each of these little plaques, like what is morning, afternoon, evening?
There's not.
I assumed because there's 3 sections of this corridor that is morning, after, like day, night, as opposed to the buttons. Like I assumed the buttons are supposed to be for the legs.
Right? Are they? So the metal grid of dots and holes, that's on the walls?
Yeah. So there's a grid on either wall going all the way down the corridor. And it's a lot of them. Like there's a good number of them. Again, they're small and the wall surface is, somewhat large.
Does it look like something like darts would come out of, or like gas would come out of?
Oh my god!
Should I study?
That's certainly a possibility. Do you want to inspect these at further length, Ed? Okay.
Yes. Well, just because sorry. Because...
All right, now we're getting into action roll territory. So you are certainly studying them. This is made by the Riddler. The Riddler has a level on you. So you are down 1 to start.
I would also like to study. And I would like...
I got a 5.
To maybe use an ability.
Okay. Do y'all want to make this a teamwork action?
Sure.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's clear that we're all looking at it.
Cool. Oh, I was just saying between ... and Ed.
Oh.
Anybody who wants to look at it, you can make this a teamwork.
Okay.
Okay.
Keeping in mind that everybody who participates is going to have to spend 1 stress.
Wait, I can't do that.
I can do it by myself.
I would say we're a little light on stress.
I can do it by myself, guys. It's okay.
So Ed, you got a 5. You said, right?
Yeah, unless.
Okay.
Well, we can study different things too.
Okay.
Because you're studying like mechanics of the wall.
Yeah. And okay. Cool.
So you're Ed, you're focused on the holes, right? Okay.
Yes.
Cool. How are you studying the holes?
God. See, I know this isn't smart, and it is supposed to be kind of smart, but all I can see is that, like, like an image of like Luke Skywalker. He does this in A New Hope, right? He's like looking at the lightsaber and he like just like looks straight down the barrel of it.
Do that. Yes. Solve the puzzle. Is it sad that when
that's all I could see.
I literally, when you first described this, my brain went, "Oh, it's Lost JPEG. We gotta make the freaking Lost JPEG."
Well, you might fucking have to, because
you have seen the meme for that. Like somebody did a hieroglyphic version of that with just like dots and lines.
Yes,
I digress.
Unfortunately.
Ed, you sort of lean in to like the nearest recessed hole, right? And as you sort of place your eye in front of it, there is this growing electrical hum and this tremendous snap of electricity. Ed, you have 2 boxes of moderate harm coming directly at your head as a bolt of electricity arcs across the corridor between 2 of the on the surface, not the recessed.
I don't suppose I can ask a very
dots.
Stupid question where I can have heard that buzz and try to like literally run and shove now.
Okay, so we are we're
Ed,
actually
you can roll to resist, but
we're actually in a lot of trouble. Remember we were talking about the beginning of the game. So I have 2 stress left. I have already 1 box of moderate harm.
Oh God. And we can't take it for you.
2 boxes of moderate harm, that would mean I would go to severe harm, and I guess I would be incapacitated. So I don't know what to do.
Roll to resist consequences.
Roll to resist that shit.
Roll to resist.
That is all you can
do. I just came to a really horrifying realization.
Yeah.
Hey, David. Can Ollie check their cell phone while... This is what Ollie is doing while this is going down. Ollie just wants to check their cell phone to see if they've got bars.
First. Oh, yeah. If you just glance at your phone, no, you have no service. All right.
Okay,
great. All right, let's.
Oh God! Get a 6.
How are you resisting this? Your options are: you can try to be quick and. Actually, yeah, I think this is only prowess. I can't think of any way that this is not a prowess resist.
So where is the electrical shock coming? Is it coming just from all the grates or just like from like one of the holes?
It is coming from the one nearest to the... So the electric arc comes from the metal dots that are on the surface. You've put your eye in front of one of the recessed ones.
I mean, the only thing I could potentially like think to do is to use the rubber duck to
the ground the electricity.
And make
that's hilarious and I love it. Okay.
Would you maybe let me use Tinker?
Resistance rolls have to be insight, prowess, or resolve.
Or could I use insight then?
All right.
It's okay if
Seeing as you are quickly reacting to something in a way that is clever and that plays on your engineer's knowledge of electricity in the moment, let's call it a resist with insight.
Rubber ducky roll. Let's fucking
get that 6. Get that 6. I can feel it.
I have to mark the rubber duck again. This
you did say you picked it up.
Yeah,
you did.
It
say
would already be on your thing.
Yeah.
Oh, technically,
and there's no
Ollie
way I didn't take it back. Well, right, but there's absolutely no way I didn't take it back from Ollie after the 5th.
Squeaky.
Yeah, you
after
snatched
Jacky
it
almost
away.
killed you.
Right, you snatched it away just before you went through the last corridor.
Oh, guys, I'm so scared.
On.
Oh no.
Oh no!
That's 2 3s and a 1.
Oh no!
Okay, so in order to resist this, you would need to pay 3 stress.
Well, I guess what's better? Do I take a trauma or do I get severe harm?
Oh god.
What's better in this situation?
I guess. What is the difference?
Either way, in this situation, you will be knocked out, Ed. So you're either going to be knocked out by maxing out your stress, or you will be knocked out by having to mark severe harm.
Be mentally fucked up or physically fucked up?
Well, since I already have 2 trauma slices marked, I
mean, I have a recommendation for which I would pick, but you're the player.
Well, as the creator of the game, I would like to hear your recommendation.
Oh,
or hack, rather.
Take the hit, take the harm, because otherwise you are building up trauma in ways that are irrevocable.
Oh boy. Yeah, I guess I will. Oh, I will. I think Ed tries to reach for the rubber duck and put it against the dot, but he's clumsy, so he drops it. And yeah, I don't know. David, I don't know if you want to paint a picture with your words of Ed's flesh sizzling.
We're not gonna do that, but Ed, I think we'll take it from the other 3 crew members' perspectives. So the 3 of you see Ed look into one of these holes. You hear this hum, this electrical hum from behind the walls, and you can all feel the hair on the backs of your necks stand on end, and you see all of Ed's hair stand on end, his high and tight haircut at full attention, as this arc of blue-white electricity arcs across the room between 2 of the non-recessed metal dots, and just zaps Ed right in the head like a bug zapper. Ed, you drop to the concrete floor like a sack of bricks, unconscious.
Jacky runs towards Ed. It screams your name. Immediately goes to pick you up off the ground.
Yeah. So, Jacky, you rush in and you bend down and grab Ed. And anybody who cares to notice in the horror of the moment will note no electricity comes out of the walls to zap you in the face. As you drag hunched down Ed out from the sort of first segment of this hallway and back to the T-junction.
I will tentatively ask: Is Ed's body lately smoking? I don't need a big description, but I do need to know this.
Dealer's choice. What would you prefer?
I don't know. What's more horrifying to Jacky in that moment? You just got electrocuted in the face.
I think this is such a quick electrocution that there's not much in the way of immediately obvious physical damage.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Jacky's checking you over.
Quick zap knockout.
Yeah, Jacky is frantically checking you over.
Cool ass. What are those scars called? The lightning scars.
The lightning scars?
I know what you mean.
A Harry Potter scar?
No,
Are you asking for a Harry Potter
Jesus Christ,
scar?
No,
David.
it's like fractal. It's fractal.
It's like a
Fractal
fractal lightning scar.
It's called a Lichtenberg figure.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
And
I don't know
it's-
about this.
They're really
Tell us
cool.
about
Yeah.
this.
So
Yeah.
when you get people who survive getting either struck by lightning, or I think it's struck by lightning or severe electrical shocks, like it's this
It's primarily
actually
struck
kind of
by lightning.
beautiful, like pattern, like down, like following the path the lightning took, like through the person's body, and it looks kind of like veins or branches. The
Looks like
arcing
lightning.
of the electricity. Yeah, it looks like lightning. Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's-
fucking badass. Yeah, okay.
I really want it.
So,
Done
yeah,
so much
Jacky.
EHAP training. I'm so horrified by electricity.
Okay,
in
that's
general.
great. I love that for you. Jacky's gonna blue screen for a second.
What does
Olly's-
Ollie do?
Dropping the phone and immediately is checking Ed's pulse.
Yeah, and it is there. His pulse is certainly going. It may be slightly erratic. I think
Polyrhythmic. Is
a
he
little,
breathing?
but yes, Ed is breathing. He has a pulse. What are you doing?
This is gonna make me look like such a fucking asshole. Can I do the rest of my action and in the panic?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, which is
I would like to do a study roll to fucking solve this room.
yeah.
Okay.
Right. So we have Jacky and Olly crouched over Ed's unconscious body, and ... You look up and into the room, and I assume you are using your detail ability.
That's my keen eye ability.
Yes. So you look up into the room. And
Well, I have. Do I have to roll?
You are going to be yes.
Okay, I
you're
rolled.
going to be rolling with your study rating. You're down 1 to start for the Riddler's level disparity. You can always push yourself. Please don't make me come up with a devil's bargain. I'm emotionally wrecked from Ed.
That's fine because I rolled a motherfucking 6.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go. I need to help my people.
Okay.
Let me help.
You look into the room and you look at this grid of alternating recessed holes and metal dots, and you get a hunch as we zoom in on one of the holes, and we zoom in on ... eye, and then we see you look down to your bag, and one of the cans of spray paint poking out of it. And yeah, we see it. You're having the aha moment. You're getting it. You take out one of the cans and lightly spray it into the air in front of you, revealing that directly in front of you, going between each of the recessed holes, is the thin beam of a laser. They are red for about 2/3, like the top of the hallway, 2/3 down. Those lasers are red. And then the bottom part of the hallway, where you note that Jacky rushed in crouched to grab Ed, those lasers are green. And as we see the revelation cross ... face, the red and green laser light reflected in his eyes. And Jacky and Olly crouching over Ed's unconscious form. That's where we're going to leave it for right now.
God.
Thanks for joining us on ManaPot Studios for Streets of Gotham. Streets of Gotham runs Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can watch past games on youtube.com/ManaPot Studios. Let's get our players' sign-offs and shout-outs.
My name is Andre. You can find me at Andre Rivera Art on Twitter and Instagram, and at my website, andrerivera.art, which has my professional illustration portfolio, as well as all the actual plays that I'm in, including The Adamus, Tragedy, The Illusion, Unicorn Hunt, Redline, Power Rangers, and Streets of Gotham. Also want to shout out my itch, itch.io/andreriveraart, where you can get some games. I have some games that I've just made by myself, as well as many collaborations with my dear, wonderful Super Dylan, including, at the time of recording, our newest collaborative game, American Werewolf Biker Club, which is very fun. You should check it out.
I have been Hopper. Regrettably, I will continue to be Hopper. If you are a masochist and is interested in seeking out more of me, you can find me here on this network very often on Flights of Fandom every Tuesday, and on The Hole in the World, our award-winning Invisible Sun actual play. In addition to that, I can be found on the interwebs under the Legend Tree, including on Twitch, where it's done with underscores, so you can come watch the deranged shit that I do put out there. But it's good deranged shit.
I have been Marcy. If I shall continue to be here in future, only time will tell. But in the meantime, I feel pretty confident you can still find me here on ManaPot Studios pretty much every Tuesday, as Hopper said, doing Flights of Fandom. We've got a whole bunch of those episodes coming up for you, so you're going to want to keep your eyes right here on this channel each week. Yes, I too am in The Hole in the World, which is every Sunday. As I've said before, I'm a writer and an editor. You can find me almost anywhere online under the username Experimental Madness, and if you can't find me there, well, you can find me under my secondary, lesser-known name, Marciful.
Mattie here. You can find me on social media as Cellartator and on my website, mattiecourtney.com. I'd love to plug my friends down at the Laughing Dragon Inn. They're another really great group of TTRPG streamers, so definitely go check their stuff out. I believe they have Twitch, YouTube, and also a cool website with all their characters and campaigns and stuff.
And I've been David. You can find me on social media at DBrunel and on ManaPot's Flights of Fandom. You can also find tabletop RPGs I've designed at dbb-8.itch.io, including In the Dark, the Blades in the Dark hack that we play right here on Streets of Gotham. And with that, we'll see you next time.